Okay guys, so in this video we are going to talk about polarity. Remember that we already know how to draw Lewis structure, so it is really important that you identify the molecules as polar or non-polar molecules. What is polarity? Polarity is going to be the distribution of the electrons. An unequal distribution of electrons is going to lead to a polar molecule because we are going to have regions of the molecule that have different number of electrons around it. So that is going to make that is not non-symmetric number and quantity of electrons that are going to be shared. Let's take the example that we have here. In the first one, that is a non-polar covalent bond, we have a molecule of chlorine gas, Cl2. As you can see, the electrons are going to be evenly, symmetrically distributed because chlorine atoms are exactly the same. They are going to have the same number of electrons, and the location or the probability to have those electrons is going to be exactly the same for both of them. But what is going to happen to a polar covalent bond? Take a look. Hydrogen chloride in this case, a covalent bond between a hydrogen atom and a chlorine atom. Still, chlorine has its lone pairs because the valence electrons that it has, and you can see that in the side of the chlorine, as we have a lot of electrons, the polarity of the molecule is going to be present. The electrons are not going to be shared equally. This difference between the location of the electrons is what we call a dipole moment, that is going to have apparently a part that is positive with no electrons in the side of hydrogen, and a part that is negative because we have a lot of electrons because of the chlorine. Keep in mind something really important. These are not electrical charges. These are partial regions where electrons can be found. And we represent that with this symbol delta, negative when we have a lot of electrons, delta positive when we don't have a lot of electrons. Okay? Now, it's going to be your job to identify the polarity of the molecules that we are going to be drawn. Something really important, and you can identify if a molecule has in the center atom in the Lewis structure has lone pairs, that molecule is going to be polar. In the case of you have only two atoms, as the case that we have previously, we already know that chlorine is going to have the cloud of electrons in its side. So hydrogen is not going to have a lot of electrons. That means it's going to be a polar molecule. You have to identify if these molecules, ammonia, NH3, and carbon, 3 hydrogen atoms, and chlorine are going to be why they are going to be polar. In the case of the other two molecules, they are not going to be polar. The distribution of the electrons is exactly the same. We don't have lone pairs in the center of the atom, so that means these molecules are not polar. Okay, so let's make the exercises, and if you have any question, please let Lina know what are those questions. Thank you.